Hey everybody, it's Monday night. That's Market Monday time, 6 p.m. Central Standard. We're right here on YouTube and Facebook coming at you every single week, bringing you some great info. Man, the markets are always moving. This is something that I love about trading. We were in Tampa this past weekend. Tradeway is going to be in Tampa 4 times this summer, doing our first live meetings in a year and a half with a whole bunch of new, fresh faces coming in. Some people know stuff about trading. Some people have never heard anything about trading, but everybody's interested. Same as you guys at home coming in and joining us in your living room or wherever you are tonight, joining us, keen to learn about something that's really exploding, right? Learning to trade in the markets. With what happened last year, businesses shutting down, COVID, businesses moving online, all kinds of stuff. A lot of us were online, but our awareness of some of the opportunities or the need to find some new opportunities has grown tremendously because of some of the things that have been going on in the world. It was growing pretty significantly already, but certainly that was a big, big push. And I say this tonight because we are given an opportunity when we look at the stock markets to look at something that, with the exception of a few holidays, is open Monday through Friday. It's always open. There's always stuff there. There's always stocks. There's always prices moving. We just got to know what to do. So the markets are always moving, and so we're always on here Monday through Thursday, providing you with great content Monday through Thursday right here on Facebook, on YouTube, hooking you guys up. Going to take you into something today. Going to do a series through the remainder of the summer. We've got some other special things planned for you. I'm going to talk about one of those things at the end of today, but we're going to go through a series that really builds off what we did last time, which was looking at what's the difference between a professional and an amateur. And the way we said it was treating trading as a hobby versus a business. Now, sometimes I hear people tell me, Blair, I really just want to dip my toe in the water with trading, right? And anytime we start something new, I get it. There's logic to that. It's not like I've never said that before in my life. I want to dip my toe in. The problem is, dipping your toe in doesn't tell you a whole lot about what is possible, right? It's when we commit ourselves to something. Listen, I'm going to tell you this. Millions of dollars are made by individuals in the stock market. Now, millions of dollars can also be lost. The question is, what is the difference between the two? It is never guessing, gambling, or going for it. If you think it's luck, that's because you don't have a skill set. It's not luck. Consistency in the markets is not built on luck, right? It's a skill set that we get to look at. And of course, that's what we're going to do here. We're going to take another step into that. What is the skill set that separates the hobby from the business? Because a business, as we talked about last time, a business is in place to make money. We want to teach you how to have an at-home stock trading business. I think it's important to start our session tonight, hit on that a little bit, let you know where we're going, but also just kind of bring us back to true north. What is Market Monday really all about? It's been said it's not what you know that makes any money. It's what you do with what you know that can make you money. And I know if you're spending time with us tonight, 99% or more of you, really, that's the core thing. That's the core reason you join. Now, there's probably some other things. There are reasons I love being with you guys. And I know that there are reasons that a lot of people out there love being around some of the Tradeway coaches and the Tradeway family. We're not just looking for money. That's not all we do. But our skill set is meant to enrich our financial lives. And treating trading as a business is a massive step towards moving out of financial fantasy, to financial realization, right? I've told you guys before, I want you to experience the thrill of success. I want you to experience the thrill of success. Now, that said, before we dive into the material, you guys know where I'm going to go with this. I do it every time. Jeffrey, Susan, saying hi in the comments section. Let me know who you are, where you're from, what's going on, any questions you might have, because I want to answer those for you. That is a huge accelerator for you to have questions answered from me, because I have learned from some amazing people and they made it faster for me, and I hope that I can make it faster for you. Questions are a great way to do that. Of course, I just want to see your smiling face, even if it is a little smiley face in the comment section. Go ahead, send that in. Jeffrey giving us the weather report from Smoky, Colorado Springs. This is just a tradition here on Market Monday. It's really just become that. So we got to know what the weather is in Colorado Springs. And here it is, 80 degrees, smoky in Colorado Springs. Jeffrey says, Blair, I'm glad you're back live. Thanks for recording for us last time. It just wasn't the same. It was not the same for me, I have to say. Not something that we will normally do, just to let everybody know out there. Not going to be doing recordings normally. And I just even mentioned the ability to ask questions. Of course, that changes that when we record. We just do what we can. Did get a chance to have a little bit of a summer vacation there. I definitely don't take much, almost any time away from Tradeway. So I got a little bit of something in there. Anybody ever go on a vacation, come back, feel like you're more tired when you got back than you were when you left? Yeah, this is not in my notes, but maybe somebody out there knows what I'm talking about. Our vacation, for many people, is a week of time through the year of which we are almost the most intentional with our time than we are any other time of the year. Are we as proactive and busy with our time, choosing things to do any other time of the year as we are with that 1 week? I know that's probably not true for some folks, but I got to thinking about that. Man, I hope I'm as intentional with every block of time that I have for the rest of the year as I am when I go on vacation. And maybe when I go on vacation, I should just do a whole lot less. Maybe I can get an amen on that, but that is not in the notes tonight. Tonight, we're talking about your trading business. Cindy says, thanks, Blair. Thank you for being on here, Cindy, as well. Troy, hey, there you are. Sahara Dust, Houston. Getting some dust out there in Houston, looks like. So thank you for everybody being on here. If you just joined us, go ahead, light up that comment section anytime you want. You can say yay, you can say nay, you can say amen. You can say whatever you want to say. And maybe I'll even put you up on the screen. We are looking at hobby versus business. Today in particular, one thing is going to take that to another level. Okay? This is keeping records. You say, somebody already fell asleep. Keeping records. Don't fall asleep on me yet, because I'm going to tell you what's actually really helpful, really exciting about getting this in place, and some ways that this can actually be really practical, but connected to the excitement of trading so that you are motivated to do it. We're going to talk about that. How many know some of the things we have to do, very exciting? Like, you find something you like to do, very exciting. Something you don't like to do in it, we tend to avoid that, right? But if we won't, then we can get to maturity. Now, you guys can't see it. It's actually right over here. I got a nice, gorgeous drum kit. Very passionate about drums, something I really like. Now, that may not be you. There might be something you really like. But, you know, there are maybe some aspects of it that you're still not necessarily passionate about. But you got to do it. And if you will, you'll be that much better at that instrument, skill set, business, relationship. That's maturity. And that's what this whole series is about. Because, again, I want you to taste the thrill of success. In order to do that, we've got to mature in our skill sets. I wouldn't be doing you any good if I came on here and just gave you the fluff and didn't say, hey guys, here's some things that the best traders do. When it comes to those drums, you know what I don't like to do? Tune them. I don't like to tune them. I like to play them when they are tuned, but I don't like to tune them. I put that off for a long time, but I do it more now, okay? It's been a little while, but I do it a lot more, and I'm much better for it. And to be totally honest, as a player, as a musician, I'm much more marketable. I'm much, much more mature as a player because I do it, but it's one thing I avoid. Trading does that as well. One of those things is keeping records. Keeping records, okay? So we've got to get into the practicals of this. But one of the things that's often overlooked by those who are new to stock trading, perhaps even been in it for a little while, is the importance of keeping records, okay? But we have to define this because, again, keeping records sounds kind of boring. What are you talking about? We just talking about bookkeeping? No, actually, I'm not just talking about bookkeeping. So we need to define it. So first of all, what are we keeping records of, okay? Excuse me. Had to get a little cough out there. Okay, what do we really want to do with stock trading? This is the first thing. Jeffrey says, keeping records allowed me to get my trades analyzed. I'm going to come back to that. That's a very good point, and I want to talk about that in just a little bit. So thank you for that, Jeffrey. I'll put that up on the screen here in a minute. Let's start here. Goals. Remember I said, we don't want financial fantasy. And listen, maybe I'm not speaking to anybody out there tonight. But the more I'm around this business of teaching people to trade, I meet people who like the idea of being successful in the markets. And you know what? They could step into the reality, right? There's no reason. I can't give a guarantee for anybody, for me, for you, but people are doing it. Why am I the exception? People are doing it. Why would you be the exception? Why can't it be you that does it? But the difference between the financial fantasy, the wish list, and the realization is sometimes just a few steps. And we've got to start making that transition. The first thing to do is goals. What are my goals? What do I really want to do with this? Right? I don't want to just dip the toe. I don't want to just play in the markets. Right? I've never met anybody, unless they were already significantly wealthy, who was playing in the markets and getting anywhere that they really wanted to get. And in part, that's because perhaps an individual has so much money to lose that they've lost a lot, but it actually doesn't hurt them, and they've also made some as well. So we've got to have goals. Got to have goals in our trading, okay? What do you really want to do? I'm going to give you a series of questions here, okay? So for you, not for Blair, for you, what would you like to do with your stock trading? Top 3 goals, right? Top 3 goals. Dig down a little deeper, okay? Some of us might write, I'd like to make some money, okay? That's not going to move you. That's not going to help you. Got to be more specific than that. Be as specific as you can. If you want to share one of those goals tonight, go ahead, pop it in the comments there, right? One of your goals might be inspiring for somebody else. So pop the goal in there. What is it that you want to achieve with your stock trading? Are you trying to replace an income? I speak to a lot of people. We talk about goals. Blair, I'm in a job. I make great money. I'm never home, right? We heard that from Ben Russell a few weeks back. A lot of people have commented and sent in emails to Tradeway because they love Ben's testimony in particular. Because a lot of people, you've got a job. Maybe you don't like it. Maybe you do, but it takes a lot of time away from the things that matter to you more. So you do what you have to do, but what's something else I could do? So maybe your goal is replacing income, okay? Are we trying to speed up the process, being aggressive, getting into retirement, right? Some of us have a little bit of time to prepare. We want to be proactive. Some of us don't have much time, okay? Depending on the state you live in, it's projected we need 1.2, right? Give or take a little, but at least 1.2 million to retire at 65, right? Now that all depends on the standard of living, but that comes out around $55,000. It depends on a few things, but generally speaking, we're looking at about 1.2 million. So some people are trying to build up that retirement. See, why am I going into this right now? Goals matter for 2 reasons. One, you got to know what you're shooting at. And if we don't set goals, then it doesn't move us. See, if we want to get somewhere, we got to go somewhere. But if we're going to go somewhere, we got to define where that is. I'm going to say that again. If we want to get somewhere, we got to go somewhere. What does that mean? You know how many times I meet people who say, Blair, I want to get somewhere, but they don't want to go anywhere? They want to get somewhere new, but they want to stay somewhere old. Doesn't work. Goals. Set goals that move you, inspire you, and draw you into growing, draw you into moving into the new thing. That is extremely important. Trying to be aggressive for retirement. Maybe that's you, okay? Maybe you're just looking for a certain cash flow, right? I'm looking for a certain cash flow. I want to supplement that income. I don't plan on quitting my job. I'm on track, but hey, if I supplemented, right? I meet people, oh, I've got grandkids, I got kids, they moved, we want to travel, I'm just newly married, we want whatever it is, right? That is a huge part of it. So we also want to know, how aggressive do I need to be? What are the goals? Okay. Do I want to do cash flow? Am I going to be building for years upon years? Things like that really help us. But the thing I want to say last on that is, what is it for you? Okay. What is it for you? That is a part of keeping records. Now, we can have longer term, shorter term goals. I'm not going to talk about goals this whole time here, but we can have different goals, right? It's not always just the one main biggest goal, right? We need to have smaller goals to keep us motivated. Some of our goals won't be achieved in a single year, right? They'll be achieved day by day, right? Add them together. But smaller goals are things we can achieve more often, gives us energy, keeps us motivated, right? That is part of the process. So we've got to have those recorded. We've got to have those written down. We've got to have those in a place that is visible. I've told you guys on here before, I don't think I'll go into the whole thing tonight because we're already 20 minutes in. I want to make sure I get you guys the rest of this. But long story short, Harvard Business School, 3 groups of graduating students. They followed them for a decade. They had one group didn't have any defined goals. One group defined them but didn't write them down. One defined them and wrote them down. Who, can you guess, made significantly more money than the other groups at the end? Of course, the ones who wrote it down after having defined those goals. That is a part of record keeping for a stock trading business, not a hobby. Hobbies cost money. Businesses aim to make money. Do you want to cost yourself money or make some money? I would suggest shift into business mode. You say, I'm not a business owner. I've never done that before. Hey, it's 2021. We can all have an at-home stock trading business, and it's easier than it's ever been. I never thought I'd be a business owner, right? Some of you are already business owners. That's not new. That's not something that's outside of your comfort zone necessarily. But we can all do this. We can all do this now. If we want to get somewhere, we got to go somewhere. Some of us need to leave that old mindset behind. I'm not a business owner. You are now, if you want to be, right? Whether you think you can, you think you can't, you're right, says Henry Ford. So I think he knew a thing or two about business. What is it for you? Okay, trading is about using the skill set consistently to reach goals, right? Sometimes we talk about trading so much here at Tradeway that it's like we're getting lost in trading, but the purpose of trading is to reach those goals, right? Now, in order to do that, there's a couple things we need to know, right? How do I set goals? What do I need to do to reach them? Okay, think about this. Anyone can place a winning trade. No training. Maybe you're with us tonight, first time you've ever been here. Maybe you've done this. You placed a trade. Maybe you placed a few trades. Maybe you won on all of them. But if you keep going, most people, right? Most people, vast percentage, majority, find that in time, they wash out of the markets. Why? Because you can put some money in the market and win, but we don't necessarily know why we won, right? Why did we make money? And we want to make money consistently over time. We need to learn how to be consistent. So the second thing that we need to do when we are trading in the market is we need to track every single trade. Okay? We need to track every trade we do. And of course, and this isn't our focus tonight, we need to learn the skill set, right? We need to actually implement the skill set. But even as we're learning that, we need to track every trade. Now I'm going to go back, Jeffrey. I said I was going to go to your question. Keeping records allowed me to get my trades analyzed by coaches. So I'll come back to that again. But Jeffrey, one of our students there, just letting us know, I started tracking my trades, right? I started tracking my trades. I'm in the process of learning, but I'm tracking my trades. You say, Blair, what exactly do you mean by tracking the trades? What does that mean? How do I do that? Here's some basics for you, okay? Note takers alert. Where did I get into the stock? What was the price when I got into the stock? Okay? When did I get out of the stock? Right? What was the price when I got out of the stock? What day did I get in? What day did I get out? Right? Those seem like some fairly obvious ones. We would want to know that. Here's some less obvious ones. I think is very, very important. Some of you may not believe me when I say this, but I'm going to say it and I'm going to believe it because I know it's true. This is as important as writing down the price. In my coaching experience, in some cases, it's more important. In Tampa this past weekend, had an individual come up to me, had some stock training before, not with Tradeway, came to Tradeway, was unsatisfied with his results after this previous training, and said to me, Blair, I was told somewhat that I need to monitor my heart, my emotions, my mindset as I'm trading, and I simply did not recognize how important that was. And how true is it for new traders? It's challenging for us to really understand that what's going on inside of us as we're trading is so crucial, because who makes all the business decisions, right? Who makes all the business decisions in your trading company? You do, right? I make all the trading decisions in my trading company. So what's going on in Blair is going on in Blair Inc., right? What's going on in Troy is going on in Troy's Trading Incorporated, which is not a real business entity, just to say that. So that is so important. What does that have to do with what I just said? Tracking the price where I got in, tracking the price where I get out. Here's something else I think you should track. Why did you get into the trade? Why did you get out of the trade? Okay? I was trading this morning in my own account. And I could tell you right now I can't give testimonies on trades, but I can tell you right now exactly why I got into a trade that I got into. In fact, and I didn't keep a record of this example that I'm going to say now because I didn't get in a trade, but I know exactly why I didn't get in something else I was looking at, right? I want to know exactly why, not just when, but why did I get in? Of course, we want to track what was the stock, right? After a month, 6 months of trading, it's important that we have some records. How have I been doing? Now, here's what happens. Most of us, when we're new, after a certain period of time, what are we watching in terms of tracking our progress? Right? The number one thing we're watching is the P&L, the profit and the loss. Are we up or are we down? Of course, I'd say that's pretty important, right? That's what we call the bottom line. Am I making some money in my trading business or am I not? Right? And that's not unimportant, obviously, but as a means of tracking where we really are in our development as a trading business, right? That wants to reach goals and experience success, there are so many other things that need to be looked at that actually create the profit and loss. So if we just have records or we just say, well, I watch my profit and loss, then we're not going to have the records we need, like our friend Jeffrey shared and said, when I started tracking, I had these pieces of information that when I talked to Blair, I could say, hey, Blair, this is what I did. This is when I got in and when I got out. Ooh, that's good. I need to know that. That really helps me. But I also got to know, well, why? Why this trade? Why'd you do this one? There's a lot of stocks out there. Why this one? Now, obviously, we teach you a skill set, right? We teach you a skill set where you can know what to trade, when to trade, why to trade it. But I still want you to write down what it was for you in that moment. Huge. Here's the next one and the last one on this that I'm going to say. This is also overlooked. Did I have a plan? Did I have a plan? You know how most people go out and buy stocks? So you guys aren't going to do this because you guys are becoming sophisticated, right? Sophisticated investors, sophisticated traders, because you're learning skill sets. Most people don't do that. It's just a fact, right? Most people don't do that. Here's the thing you're going to do. You're going to write down, this is my trading plan, right? This is a plan. You got to actually have one. You got to know what the plan would be. And then you're going to ask yourself, when I get out of this trade, did I follow the plan? Did I actually do what I said I was going to do? You say, Blair, what's a good trading plan? I say, that's not something we're going to go into today, right? We're not going to have time to go over a whole trading plan today. We have done workshops online going over those workshops or the plan, excuse me. We've gone over those. We've done some free topical workshops where I've specifically gone through what is a great basic starter trading plan. We've got another topical workshop coming up. I'm going to talk about that at the end. Troy says, always be ready to make a decision and have a reason why. Have a reason why. Jeffrey says, follow the plan, man. I hear that in that voice. Follow the plan, man. And that's what we got to do. We got to do. If we're going to be a business, got to have a plan. Got to follow the plan. But here I'm saying we got to write that down. We got to record that somewhere because I might ask you at some point, well, okay, you got in here, you got out here. Tell me what you were thinking. What did you see? Why did that happen? Right? That's huge. And Jeffrey, our friend, helped us see part of the reason why, because it will help me help you. It will help me help you. And it will help you because you will be able to go back as you're growing in your skill set and see whether or not you're making the same decisions that you used to make, right? Are you making the same decisions or mistakes that you used to make, right? Where's the mindset? Is it getting stronger, more confident, more clear, right? Is there less fear, less greed? Huge. Something we can all do. Listen, we can all do this. You just got to walk through the process. You just got to let us show you some stuff. We just got to show you some stuff, man, because that's how this works. Okay. So having that information, essential, because it lets me help you move faster. We talk about the goals. You want to move slower towards your goals? You want to move faster, right? You want to get towards those retirement goals faster, right? Maybe it's college goals. Had a lot of folks this weekend tell me kids moved away, grandkids moved away. They're moving into retirement, right? They've got some money, but they're looking to fly around the country. Some people want to travel. So there's a lot of ministries, all kinds of stuff in the kingdom that people want to build. I'm sure you've got some things for yourself. We want to help you move faster, right? These aren't just empty promises. It's just the way learning works, right? I have a coach. I've talked to you guys about this multiple times. Some of you guys have sent me some comments and emails on it. For health and fitness in my life, I was just going to do 3 months. And I said, no, let's go to the end of the year. It's so completely impacted my life. And I did it because I wanted to impact my trading. Right? I wanted to come up to a level of commitment in other areas of my life because who's the CEO of Blair Trading Incorporated? Blair. So if Blair's transformed, the company gets transformed. Right? That's not actually the name of a trading company for me. But you catch my drift, right? And in that, I have a coach. And he asks for certain information that I need to record throughout the week, right? I have to check in consistently. And there are certain times where I want to tell him something or leave out a piece of information because I want to show him that I'm doing better than I'm really doing, right? Now, I've done very well. I really have. It's been a radical transformation. However, sometimes I want to hold back a piece of information. How does that help my coach help me? Right? And he wants to help me do what? Move faster. But I've got to keep those records to be able to do that. We want to help you move faster. Tell me, how would that not be better for you? If I wrote down goals, if I tracked so I could work with a coach, wouldn't that be better? Blair says, if I want to get somewhere, I got to go somewhere. I know where I want to get because I set my goal. So what do I got to do to go there? Now that's really important. Let me say this. All right, let's get real for a second. For most of us, even the word tracking is not as fun as trading. And this is a slippery slope. Hey, if you're on this webinar right now and you understand what I'm saying with this, go ahead, give me an amen or send something into the chat. One of the tricky things about trading is that just being in the market can be so emotionally stimulating, right? It can be so fun that you're almost drawn to just do the trading, but some of the other parts, go back to tuning the drums, not so fun. Now, some of us are geared that way, right? But many of us are not. Some of you guys, you like spreadsheets and you like record books and that's your thing, right? And I praise God that you are alive in the world and you can help the rest of us do some of the things we don't want to do. But for a lot of us, tracking is not as fun as trading, right? So having the goals is huge because it gives you vision. You have to have vision for your trading, right? You have to have vision for something because vision gives pain a purpose. Somebody write that down. Vision gives pain a purpose. What's the pain? Doing some of the things you don't want to do. But the vision for what you want can help you commit to doing them. So even if records, recording, tracking, not as fun as trading, I can tell you this, when you come up to that level of commitment where you start trading and tracking and growing, tell you what you're going to start doing, you're going to start accelerating. If you start accelerating, I'd say that's pretty fun. That's pretty fun. And the things you didn't like doing will become the things that you're okay doing because you like what you're getting. Right? Maturity in your trading. Right? A trading business, okay, one that actually is moving forward, right? It's more than just profits. That's the fruit, but the root, right? One that actually moves forward and doesn't just play around in the markets. Meet people all the time. That's what they want to do. They want to play around the markets, which by the way is fine, right? But we've got to get out of the fantasy of having a disconnect. I'm speaking to myself. Here's my commitment level. Here's what I need as an outcome. It's incongruent. It doesn't match, right? This outcome level is going to have to come down. Or you say, I don't want that to come down. I have goals I want to reach, Blair. Okay, then commitment level is going to have to go up. Right? You say, Blair, that sounds like it might challenge me. It will, I promise you. It will challenge all of us, but it's so worth it. So tracking results, making adjustments. And that's the biggest thing of tracking. That's the biggest thing on doing this, is it helps us make adjustments. And that's part of what makes it accelerate, right? And having those adjustments accelerates what? This becoming the vehicle that takes us into, that has the potential to give us massive financial breakthrough, to make us not one of the ones that are going to lose millions in the market, right? Or even just overall, right? More losses than wins, right? That's what the skill set has the potential to do. And that's what we want to help you move into. Vision, remember, gives pain a purpose. So we got to have vision for the trading. And then we've got to track it as we go so we can make adjustments and grow. That's the idea here. Okay, so you want to understand, what do I need to do? What do I need to do this right? Not just do it, but do it right. And know that I can do it. I can do this, right? If I can start with a mindset that honestly was kind of offended at money as a whole. As a Christian, maybe somebody out there knows what I mean. I was just kind of offended at the whole idea of money and wealth. Now, what's interesting is as a missionary, I was happy to have other people donate money to me to send, right? To send me to different countries and things like that. And I felt that that was money well used, and I believe it was. And that's how I feel when I support people today. But I definitely had a crummy mindset around that. I also had no financial education whatsoever. What is my point? Listen, if I can learn this skill set, somebody out there who doubts whether or not they can needs to hear that I know you can. I know you can because I can. Because I can. It's such a funny twist of fate we don't have time to go into tonight that I even ended up here. I've had some students recently ask me, Blair, what's your testimony? Tell me how you got here. What happened? How did that happen? Well, it's a wild, winding story, and I can't believe it's just like God to put me in a place like this. And hey, maybe you're excluding yourself tonight, and I want to say, break agreement with that, right? Don't exclude yourself. This can be the opportunity for you that you've been looking for, okay? So here's an example, okay? Because we've got to have the goals in place. We've got to have the tools in place. I told you we were going to have another topical webinar coming up. So we have extensions of Market Monday where coaches and myself and other coaches will do some topical webinars. It's a free webinar for you, but we're going to take one specific topic, more specific hands-on trading concepts, and we're going to teach you some of those, as I mentioned, like the trading plan earlier. I believe I did one on the trading plan last year, okay? But we've got one coming up. I am actually going to do an interview with our good friend, Dr. Jim Schultz over at Tastyworks. Now, this is kind of amazing, I have to say, because I have watched this individual trade on Tastyworks before, okay? He, in the software, they actually place trades, and it will show trades that they've done in this software. And I've seen him on there many times. He was on our Word on Investing Summit. He is extremely knowledgeable of trading and yet very accessible. He can teach us all something really, really cool, really helpful about trading because he understands it so well. He is with our good friends over there at Tastyworks. For those of you that don't know, Tastyworks is a company that Tradeway partners with, and they are a brokerage company, right? Brokerage firm. In other words, they open bank accounts that help you and I trade stocks. That's essentially what it is. And we have chosen them as our recommended broker. It's been like this for some time. Of course, we have a lot of students coming into Tradeway. They need to know, hey, what's a good, trustworthy, inexpensive, but effective stockbroker that I can just use online that is fitting for me right now? And we say Tastyworks is that company for us. Dr. Jim is a very prominent figure over there at Tastyworks. So I'm going to pop a link into the comments there. This is a free informational webinar. I'm going to interview him. You guys are going to join me. We're going to jump on. I'm going to interview Dr. Jim. It's going to be phenomenal. We're going to do some stuff in the Tastyworks platform, but I'm just going to talk to him about his trading. You're going to learn something. I promise you, you're going to learn something very, very helpful about trading. He is a consistent, active trader, trading all the time, also helping other people understand the world of trading. So I am personally looking forward to this interview because I'm going to learn a lot from this individual. I very much look forward to that. Jeffrey says, I record lessons learned from each trade. Amen. There's the amen. There you go. Exactly. I've posted that link in there for you guys. I hope to see you on that. We've got to have goals, right? We've got to track that. We've got to have an idea of where we want to go. We've got to let it create gravity in our lives to go there. Vision gives pain a purpose, and we've got to have the tools in place to track, because Tastyworks has its own little journal system right there in the platform. Okay, that's the connection to Tastyworks there. It has a little journal right there in the platform. I can just go in when I get in a trade, when I get out of a trade, pop a note in there, whether or not it was a profitable trade, not a profitable trade, whatever details I want to add in there, and boom, it's already cataloged right there in the software. Now, you can do a spreadsheet, you can write it down, you can do it however you want to do it. I like it streamlined, I like it easy, I like it fast. That for me happens in Tastyworks. Informational webinar link in the comment section so that you can join us there. With that said, everybody, thanks so much for being on tonight, Market Monday. Hopefully this has really helped you go, you know what, I need a vision. I need a vision for this. I need a vision for trading. Maybe you're saying, Blair, I hear you. I want to get somewhere, but I haven't been willing to go somewhere. I haven't been through the step 1 course yet. Tradeway.com, right on the main page. You can sign up, less than $100, give you a money back guarantee. You come on in, you spend 2 days with us. We're going to teach you the foundation of our stock trading system. If you haven't done it yet, you got to do it, right? You got to start there. You owe it to yourself. 2 days, low risk, go in, learn. We're going to show you, you can do this. You can do this. And in my humble opinion, you ought to. You ought to, because you're spending time with us here, so I know you have financial goals that you want to reach. We can help you do that. This is the opportunity of 2021. It really is, because there are such low fees and low barrier to entry to set up your stock trading business. So go over there, do that, sign up for the information webinar, the interview with Dr. Jim. You're going to learn something awesome there. And if you do that, then you're off and running. Set some goals for yourself, start tracking, and then you want to work with some coaches over here at Tradeway. Many, many ways that you can join up with us. Of course, I'm back on Thursday, 6 p.m. Actually, that's not true, 4:30. 4:30, we just changed it because you know what we've noticed, you guys? A lot more of you are able to join us live at 4:30 Central Time than at the 6 p.m. time slot. So for now, we're going to keep it at the 4:30 Central Standard. Back on Thursday, Stock Talk. That's your one-stop stock shop, I like to say. We're going to do some hot, something not, and what's going on in the news. And man, is there ever a lot going on this week. So I'm looking forward to updating you. On Thursday, you can just come in, spend 30 minutes with us. You're going to have a really solid idea of what's going on, something that's doing really well, something you ought to avoid, what's going on in the news, because there's so much news out there. We're going to help you sift through it. And that is going to be a great way to end out the week. That said, thank you, everybody, for being on. Thank you guys for commenting. Those of you watching on the recording, haven't forgot about you. Glad to have you here, Facebook or YouTube. Remember, you can always go back, Market Monday, and watch previous episodes right there on YouTube. It's easiest to do it on YouTube. So go back, watch those. Anything you might have missed. If you have any questions, go ahead. Comment there. Even after the broadcast is over, my team's going to be watching that. They'll make sure to send that on over to me, and I will see you guys on Thursday.